Nitai Gaura Chandra Shabhayavatar Shar Shiromani Kevalayananda Kanda 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 Bhaja Bhaja Bhai Chaitanya Nitai Sudrira Vishas Kore Bhaja Bhaja Bhai Chaitanya Nitai Sudrira Vishas Kore Bhaja Bhaja Bhai Chaitanya Nitai Sudrira Vishas Kore Bhaja Bhaja Bhai Chaitanya Vishaya Chariya Shera Shemajhiya Mukhe Bala Hari Hari 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 Dekho re bhai Tribhuvane Naya Mana Dayal Data 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 Pashu Pakhi Jure Pashan Didare Shuni Jara Gun Gatha Pashu Pakhi Jure Pashan Didare Shuni Jara Gun Gatha Pashu Pakhi Jure Pashan Didare Shuni Jara Gun Gatha Pashu Pakhi Jure Pashan Didare Shuni Jara Gun Gatha Samsar Majhiya Rahilu Puriya Shipad Nahilo 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 karuna bahudui jananita Parama karuna bahudui jananita Gaura Chandra Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Rama
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Jaya Jagannath Jaya Jagannath Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadra Jaya Jagannath Jaya Jaya Gaura Nitai 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 Jaya Nityananda Ram 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 Jaya Jaya Nityananda Ram Jaya Nityananda Ram Jaya Nityananda Ram Jaya Nityananda Ram Jaya Nityananda Jaya Nitai Jaya Nitai Jaya Nitai Jaya Shri Nitai Jaya Nitai Jaya Gaura 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 Nitai Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Guru Deva 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 Jaya Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Jaya Nityananda Ram 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 Jaya Nityananda 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 Ram Jaya Nityananda Nityananda Jaya Gaura Nitai 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 Gaura Nitai Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Jai Shri Shri Gaura Nitai ki, Jai Shri Shri Nityananda Rai ki.
विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय पूतले श्रीमति भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी भाष्यत्य देशधारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हाय जनो लंबित कुदौ कानकावदातौ संकीर्तनै प्रियकरौ कमलाय दाक्षां विश्वंबर द्विजवर युगधर्मपारौ वंदे जगत प्रियकरौ करुणावतारौ निताय गौरांगो निताय गौरांगो निताय गौरांगो गौर हरि निताय गौरांगो निताय गौरांगो निताय गौरांगो निताय गौरांगो गौर हरि निताय 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 गौर हरि निताय 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 गौर हरि nitai 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 Gaura Hari. Nitai 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 Gaura Hari. Nityananda Rao Jaya Nityananda Rao. 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 Padmavati Sutta Nityananda Rao. Padmavati Sutta Nityananda Rao. Padmavati Sutta Nityananda Rao. Padmavati Sutta Nityananda Rao. Jaya Satchinandana Gaura Hari. Jaya Satchinandana Gaura Hari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hari Bol, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. हरि बोल हरि बोल। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। जय नित्यानंद राव, जय नित्यानंद राव, जय नित्यानंद राव, जय नित्यानंद राव। जय नित्यानंद राव, जय नित्यानंद राव, जय नित्यानंद राव, जय नित्यानंद राव। जय गौरानिताय, जय गौरानिताय, जय गौरानिताय, जय गौरानिताय। जय गौरानिताय, जय गौरानिताय, जय गौरानिताय, जय गौरानिताय। निताय 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 गौरानिताय, 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 निताय 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 गौरानिताय। जय नित्यानंद राव, जय नित्यानंद राव, जय नित्यानंद राव, जय नित्यानंद राव। जय नित्यानंद राव, जय नित्यानंद, जय नित्यानंद राव, 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 जय नित्यानंद, जय नित्यानंद। गौर प्रेमानंदे, जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, श्री नित्यानंद महोत्सव अभिषेक महोत्सव की जय। Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All together, please. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Please repeat one more. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Please repeat one more, please. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, जय बालदेव जय सुभद्रा जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ जय बालदेव जय सुभद्रा जय गौरनिता 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 जय नित्यानंद जय नित्यानंद जय नित्यानंद जय नित्यानंद जय जय नित्यानंद जय नित्यानंद जय नित्यानंद जय नित्यानंद जय नित्यानंद जय नित्यानंद जय जय निता 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Please sing all together. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. One more please. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. One more please. Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. One more. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Jaya Nityananda Jaya Nityananda Jaya Nityananda Jaya Nityananda Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nita, Jaya Nita, Jaya Nita, Jaya Nita, Jaya Nita. Jaya Gaura Nita, Jaya Gaura Nita, Jaya Gaura Nita, Jaya Gaura Nita, Jaya Gaura Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Haribo. Srila Prabhupada. Gaura Premanande Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Shri Nityananda Trayodasi Mahotsava ki.
With your permission. Feel it. That was push it last minute.
Hare Krishna, wonderful souls. Welcome to our Krishna temple in Zurich for this very special day, the appearance day of Nityananda Mahaprabhu, one of the most magnificent personalities, and we are very happy to accommodate this festival. Before we continue, just wanted to mention the sponsors who make these kinds of festivals possible. And first of all, today's Prasadam is sponsored by the family of Sri Chaitanya Dev Prabhu and Rasa Vilasini Mataji.
He's hiding, he's hiding. He's hiding.
Thank you very much family, for making this possible, that the Lordships get a very delicious meal and that we also can afterwards take this mercy as Prasadam. And also, hopefully you have noticed the Lordships, they are wearing a new dress. It's a very beautiful dress with a special design, and this was sponsored by Muralidhar Prabhu and Sajisuta Mataji's family. And also please a Haribol for this wonderful darshan they enable us. And if you also like to contribute something in the form of service or maybe also in Lakshmi, these are always a very good opportunity, And this is one of the best services one can do for the Lord. So if you are interested, you can, for another festival, also maybe also for this festival, if you are interested to give something and to contribute, you are most welcome. You can approach us, and yeah, you can see. Yeah.
There are even some festivals that the outfits are not sponsored yet. So if you decide to sponsor a new outfit this year, you can approach me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and without further ado, hand over to Krishna Premarupa Prabhu for now having a lecture on the glories of Nityananda Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Brajachana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajachana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajachana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajachana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Nityananda Ram. Jaya Gaura Arati, Jaya Gaura Arati, Jaya Gaura Arati, Jaya Gaura Arati. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Gaur Premanande, Hari Bol. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacharya Sattva Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Shri Nityananda Rama Ki Gaur Premanande. Glorious assembled devotees, all glorious to the assembled devotees, all glorious to the assembled devotees, all glorious to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. Hare Krishna. So also from my side, welcome to our festival on the glorious appearance of Lord Nityananda. So we'll try to glorify Lord Nityananda and we'll speak some tattva. We'll hear about the position and identity of Lord Nityananda. Then we will try to speak some lila, also some pastimes. And at the end, we also like to recite some prayers. And in this way, hopefully, we can absorb ourselves in the kata. And sometimes, we may say, I have heard already these pastimes, I know this song. And as a speaker, sometimes we think, oh, I have to bring something new, I have to bring something very fascinating. But actually, Shravanam Kirtanam is a service. No? Like we want to hear, we want to absorb, and we want to glorify the Lord by hearing and speaking. Shravanam Kirtanam. So, with the blessings of the senior devotees, there's some Prabhupada disciples here and senior devotees, so I ask their blessings. If we can say something meaningful. So we'll start with some glorification of Lord Nityananda's identity, who he is and what is his mood. And of course in the Chaitanya Charitamrita we find the glories of Lord Nityananda Balaram described, I will just start with a few shlokas and then some with general description. Vande Nantadu Bhutaishwaryam Shri Nityanandam Ishwaram Yasye Chaya Tatsvarupam Agnenapi Nirupyate. Let me offer my obeisances to Lord Nityananda, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose opulence is wonderful and unlimited. By his will, even a fool can understand his identity. So although it's very complex and difficult to understand Nityananda, but by his mercy, we may also get a chance to understand. I mean, especially myself, because it says fool, so yeah. Sarva avatari Krishna Swayam Bhagavanaha Tanharat Vidya Deha Shri Balarama. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the fountainhead of all incarnations. Lord Balaram is his second body. The Prabhupada has short purport. This is from text 4 here. Lord Sri Krishna, the absolute personality of Godhead, is the primeval Lord, the original form of Godhead, and his first expansion is Sri Balaram. The personality of Godhead can expand himself in innumerable forms. The forms that have unlimited potency are called Svangsa, and forms that have limited potencies, the living entities, are called Vibhini Namsa. They are, and then Krishna Balaram, they are both one and the same identity. They differ only in form. He is the first bodily expansion of Krishna, and he assists in Lord Krishna's transcendental pastimes. Say Krishna Navat Vipe Shri Chaitanya Chandra Say Balarama Sange Shri Nityananda. That original Lord Krishna appeared in Navadvip as Lord Chaitanya, and Balaram appeared with him as Lord Nityananda. May Shri Nityananda Ram be the object of my constant remembrance. Sankarshan, Shesha, Naga, and the Vishnus who lie in the Karana ocean, Garbha ocean, and ocean of milk are his plenary portions, and the portion of his plenary portions. So these are some introductory shlokas from Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, and he makes the point that Nityananda is no one else than Balaram, and Krishna came as Mahaprabhu. And so this Nityananda is no one else than Balaram, and that Balaram is no one else, is none different from Krishna. And we have heard this before, that Shastra describes that Balaram and Krishna are non-different. And there is actually only two differences. One is their complexion. As we know, Krishna has a bodily, his color is of a newly formed rain cloud, Shyam. It's described as if like when there is a thunder in the background, a lightning, and then you have the dark cloud, and it becomes a little shiny. So that dark blue, shining color of dark blue, that's Shyam. And Balaram, his complexion is beautiful color of a spring cloud, like a white. Like in spring you have nice white, on sunshine we have some white clouds. So that's the color of Balaram. So that's one difference, and the other difference is their mood, as we know. The mood is different. Although in their potencies there is no difference. Like in the power they possess, in the beauty they possess, in the knowledge they possess, in the renunciation, in the glory, their fame, there is no difference between the two. It's not that Balaram is less beautiful than Krishna, or Balaram is less powerful than Krishna. Hare Krishna. No, Balaram and Krishna, they're equally, completely non-different in all these 6 opulences. But there is a fundamental difference in the mood. And Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the mood of accepting service, and Balaram is the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the mood of offering service. That's the difference. And in this way, Balaram appears in this world to teach us how to express love through service. and that's the specific quality of Balaram and Nityananda, that it's the Lord, but it's in a mood of serving, and in this way, those who teach how to serve, that's the guru, that's the teachers, our spiritual master. They engage us in various service, and they teach us how to perform devotional service. And Nityananda is the original guru of Balaram, and they teach us how to serve the Lord. And Balaram's enthusiasm for service is unlimited. Like, there is no limit to his service capacity and enthusiasm. And we know as Ananta Shesha, he serves the Lord as a transcendental bed. Some people like water bed, like my mother has a water bed. And of course, if they can't sleep anywhere else, because otherwise they have back pain, they're used to like float. But this bed of Ananta, nothing can compare to such a bed. It's described as the most amazing bed on which Mahavishnu is laying. And it's described when Mahavishnu feels a little cold, then Ananta, of course, has fiery mouth, so it makes a little heat. And if it's too hot, then of course the cooling skin of the Ananta will also cool. So it's everything is included in that bed. So in this way, Ananta Shesha is very eager to serve Mahavishnu. And of course, all the different, we know all the paraphernalia, all the different umbrella and shoes and everything, all the paraphernalia by which Mahavishnu is worshipped and served is also an expansion of Balaram. Then, of course, when the Lord appears as Ram, then Balaram comes in that same spirit, in the spirit of service, and he comes as Lakshman. And as Lakshman, he's also very eager to serve. And as we know the story, Ram is banned to the forest for 14 years. And scriptures say that a wife should always follow her husband, right? So when Ram was banned, yes, Sita, she immediately agreed that she wanted to follow Lord Ram. And that was nice, that was according to Shastra. But in Shastra, it's nowhere it says that the brother has to follow his elder brother or younger brother. That's not there, that's not given. But Lakshman voluntarily said, I can't be separated from you, I want to come with you. And then Balaram, in the form of Lakshman, offered all various services. It's described that during the day, he went to the forest, collected fruits and all foods for the divine couple, and he brought water and performed all kind of menial services. And then in the night, when Sita and Ram were taking rest, he was there with his bow and arrow, protecting the divine couple, making sure that nobody attacks the ashram. And in this way, 24 hours, Lakshman was always in the service mood. And of course, when Krishna appears, then Balaram is also there. And Balaram is there as a brother. In this way he serves. But also, Balaram also manifests as the holy Dham. Like Brindavan Dham in some ways is also an expansion of Balaram. And I heard some description that the holy Dham is also conscious, and if baby Krishna, if some demons attack and baby Krishna is afraid of the demon, of course usually baby Krishna kills the demon, but maybe for a moment baby Krishna is afraid, then the holy Dham can just expand, and then the demon is far away. And when baby Krishna feels separation from Mother Yashoda, then the holy Dham can just make him closer to Mother Yashoda. So in this way Balaram serves in the form of the holy Dham in various ways. And not only that, it's described that Balaram serves in all different rasas, in like neutral or also in the service, because Krishna's flute, sticks, the flower garlands, the bed, all the paraphernalia of Krishna's worship is also an expansion of Balaram. And of course he is there as the elder brother. This is kind of also Vatsalya Ras. He's elderly, he takes care of Krishna in that sense. And then even in the conjugal love, he appears as the younger sister of Radharani in the form of Ananga Manjari, which is also non-different from Balaram. So in this way he serves Mahavishnu as Ananta Shesh, serves Ram as Lakshman, serves Krishna as Balaram. And in this way, he teaches how to serve, and he has that great service mood. And it's interesting, we are very insignificantly small. It's described we are like 1/10,000th part of the tip of a hair. Like if you divide a hair 10,000 times, like we are as a soul, we are very, very small, and we are very, insignificant being actually. But what do we want? We always want to enjoy. We want to enjoy. That's our main desire. We want to enjoy. And then we have Balaram, who is actually the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Enjoyer, and is the greatest personality. But what does he want? He always wants to serve. He always wants to serve. He just wants to serve always. He wants to serve his devotees. So that's something to think about. And that's the beauty. Balaram appears to always teach that mood of service. That's the main teaching, that in every incarnation he teaches that. And Nityananda is teaching us, although he's the supreme, the source of everything, he's also very eager to serve, and he wants to only serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And that glory of service is described in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, in the Adi Lila, chapter 6. Beautiful description of this service attitude. Krishna Dasa Abhimane Ye Ananda Sindhu Koti Brahma Sukana He Tara Eka Bindu Bhakata Abhimana Mula Shri Balarame Sebave Anugata Tanra Angsagane. The conception of servitude. Krishna Das Abhiman. Abhiman means the like ego or identification, right? So that usually our identification is I am the enjoyer and I'm the controller. That's usually our identification. But the transformation of the heart means that we become more and more, we develop this spiritual identity. I'm a servant. That's what that click that should happen in our consciousness, that I develop this service mood. So the conception of servitude to Krishna generates such an ocean of joy in the soul that even the joy of oneness with the Absolute, if multiplied 10 million times, could not compare to a drop of it. Okay, so first Krishnadas Kaviraj glorifies Seva Ananda, that bliss, that Ananda that one derives by serving Krishna. And the joy of oneness, if we attain liberation, it must be quite blissful. If you're free from all suffering, there is no suffering anymore, and you feel the oneness with the divine, that must be quite, I can imagine, must be quite ecstatic. Before I came to Krishna consciousness, I had some mystical experiences. Of course, you know what I mean. Before you know about mantras, you try different other ways. But in a way, so you had some experience, you felt like the oneness, you felt the oneness with the universe, and you felt the bliss, you felt some amazing experience. So, but if you have this and then you multiply 10 million times, it's still not even a drop. It's not a drop of that Seva Ananda. So that's the first thing, that service to the Lord is something which is so beautiful. The source of the sentiment of servitude is indeed Lord Balaram. So Balaram is the root, the source of that servitude. The planetary expansion who follows him are all influenced by that ecstasy. So a lot other forms of Balaram also have that same mood and that same bliss. Baladev, Lakshman, Advaita Acharya, Lord Nityananda, Lord Shesha, Lord Shankarshan taste the nectar and mellows of the transcendental bliss of Lord Krishna, being recognized themselves as being his devotees and servants. They are all mad with that happiness, and they know nothing else. What to speak of others, even Lord Krishna himself becomes thirsty to taste his own sweetness. He tries to taste his own sweetness, but he cannot do so without accepting the emotion of a devotee. So that happiness that one derives from serving Krishna is so great that even God himself, Krishna himself, wants to taste it. Becomes very eager. I also want to experience this, but he cannot do it because he's in that mood of Sevya Bhagavan. He's the one who receives service. So, but then he has to adopt the mood of a devotee, and we know that's why he appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, stealing the sentiment of Srimati Radharani, and then in the mood of a devotee, he also experienced that bhakta bhava, the mood of being a devotee. And if you contemplate about this, it's also amazing that to be a Vaishnava, to be someone who renders service to Krishna, is such a glorious position that even God himself wants to attain this position. So it's like, again, something to consider. Jai Nityananda Ram Ki Jai, Shiva Nitai Ki Jai, Jagannath Baladev Svirani Ki Jai. Okay, so that's about a little bit about Tattva. Who is Nityananda? Nityananda is no different from Balaram. Balaram is the original Guru, and Guru means the one who teaches how to serve Krishna, and that service to Krishna is so glorious that it brings the greatest pleasure, the greatest ecstasy, so much so that even Krishna is eager to experience it. Then, let us hear a bit about Lord Nityananda's pastimes. Nityananda Prabhu was born on the 13th day of the bright fortnight of Magha, February-March, in the village of Ekachakra, in the district of Birbhum, in 1473, which is about 13 years earlier than Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. No? And his father was Harai Pandit, and his mother was Padmavati. We heard Sri Chaitanya Dev Prabhu was singing Padmavati Sutta. Padmavati Sutta. That's another name of Nityananda. So he had a wonderful childhood, and you may have heard this description. It was quite amazing that when he was playing with his friends, they were always playing different pastimes of Krishna and Lakshman, Balaram and Ram, and different divine pastimes. And in some way it's not so unusual. I mean, in Vedic times, 500 years ago also, people were still very much connected with Vedic scriptures, and people were listening daily from the Ramayana, from the Mahabharata. But what was astonishing, that the way they acted these pastimes, first of all, the mood that they had, they were so much absorbed, and also the detail they knew. Like, and when the elders, the parents, they were watching these dramas they performed, they were, how do they know all these details? Like the very detailed discussion, and with all the tattva and philosophy and all the details of the lila, just small boys, like they were like, how is it possible, And they played all kind of pastimes. They wondered, how is that he's so talented? How does he know the story so well? No one has explained all the details to him. On one occasion, one of the boys dressed as a Krura and took Krishna and Balaram away from Vrindavan on the order of Kamsa. Nitai cried in grief, feeling the separation of the cowherd girls from Krishna. Tears of love flowed from his eyes. His acting was authentic, that it made all who watched question whether he was merely acting or that he actually experienced what he played. And sometimes they were asking, how could he play all these pastimes? He would say, "These are my own divine pastimes. These are my leelas, my pastimes." And of course they couldn't understand. Yes, okay. But still, how do you know? It's my pastimes. And of course they couldn't really grasp that the meaning of that statement, that actually they were his pastimes. Especially when he played Lakshman, Ram, when they played Ramayana, when he played the role of Lakshman, that was the most convincing. So for the first 12 years, Nityananda stayed in Ekachakra and shared loving pastime with his neighbors. And then we know one day, just before his 13th birthday, and it's also significant because that was around the time that actually Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took birth. And so when Mahaprabhu took birth, then the childhood pastimes of Nityananda kind of came to an end. And what happened is that the sannyasi came, and Hadai Pandit, welcomed him at home, and before he left, he told him, "I'm so grateful that you came to our house, you blessed our house, please feel free to take whatever you like. What can I give you as an alms?" And he said, "I'm a sannyasi, I don't need anything, I don't need any household articles from you. But actually, I'm getting a little older and I need some assistant, and your son is just the perfect person who could travel with me and assist." And of course they were like fainting. And Hadai Pandit said, "Oh, he doesn't know anything, he's a young boy. I'm very expert, I can come with you. I can come with you, I can serve you. But please, let our boy stay here." But yeah, sannyasi, no, he was determined that he wanted the boy. And being afraid of committing some offenses to the sannyasi, finally they agreed. And with great pain in the heart, they let Nitai go. And Nitai, very happily, for the next 12 years, he was traveling to all different holy places together with that sannyasi, traveling all over India. And in this way, was very much absorbed in hearing about Krishna and speaking about Krishna, visiting all the holy places. And it's described that more and more, when he felt the ecstasy of these sacred places, he more and more took a character of an avadut. Avadut, a spiritual elevated person who is aloof of all the material surroundings and appears crazy to the uninformed. An avadut is... And then it's described how also the meeting of his guru, this was in Pandharpur. Anyone has been in Pandharpur? This is in Maharashtra. No, it's close to Mumbai. I mean, somewhere in Mumbai, right? What is the deity? Vitala. Yeah, there's a famous deity there. So in that holy place, Nityananda met Lakshmi Patitirtha. Lakshmi Patitirtha was a very exalted personality, and that Lakshmi Patitirtha had several dreams in which Balaram appeared, and Balaram looked so beautiful. And Lakshmi Patitirtha, he was like so amazed, like, wow, how is it that I have this vision of Balaram? How is Balaram appearing in my dreams? And then a couple of days later, when Nitai appeared to this Tirtha, and he knew, oh, this, I see the same beauty. I have the same feeling when I see Balaram. This person is not different from Balaram. Still, he initiated him. He gave him initiation. He became his guru, and Nityananda reached initiation. And Lakshmi Pati's Tirtha's most famous disciple was Madhavendra Puri. Yeah. And who received direct instruction from the deity of Gopinath. Because Madhavendra Puri was his senior, Nityananda Prabhu always treated him as where he is his spiritual master. Then Nityananda went to Vrindavan, and it's described when he went to Vrindavan, his ecstasies increased 1 million times. He was already ecstasy. I mean, Nityananda means eternally blissful, and he was always an avadut, already in ecstasy all the time. But when he came to Vrindavan, then was like explosion of ecstasy, and he was became completely mad in divine love to God. He was rolling on the ground, laughing, howling like a madman. With overwhelming intensity, he cried out, "Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna?" That became his prominent mood, just crying out, "Where is Krishna?" And then he had a vision. He had an inner vision that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who had completed his childhood pastimes, was now starting his Sankirtan mission. And he knew, okay, now it's time. It's interesting. So while Mahaprabhu performed his childhood pastime, Nitai was traveling as a sannyasi. Then when Mahaprabhu was ready for the Sankirtan mission, then Nityananda joined the Lord. And in the Chaitanya Bhagavat we find a beautiful, beautiful description of the union of Nityananda and Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Mahakrishna Prabhu this morning spoke a little bit about it. Very ecstatic union of these two transcendental brothers. Nitai was roughly 32 years, and Mahaprabhu was in his 20s when they met, and of course when they met they were super ecstatic. They cried, and what seems like rivers of ecstasy, and yeah, there's a whole pastime, this meeting between the two lords. And Nityananda Prabhu, who is identically with Lord Balaram, first expansion of Krishna, is considered to be the original guru, as we mentioned. So Mahaprabhu tried to honor Nityananda and wanted to perform a Vyasa Puj ceremony. No, you're the original guru, Guru Tattva, so let's do Vyasa Puj. But then Nityananda protested. He grabbed all the paraphernalia of worship and he started to worship Mahaprabhu instead. So in this way, Nimai Pandit is my Lord and Master. He was crying, Nityananda, Nimai Pandit is my Lord and Master. In this way, there was always a transcendental competition between who is worshipping who, you know, and they had such a deep loving exchange, transcendental love for each other. And all the associates, they were just, you know, stunned. They were just amazed about these transcendental brothers. And so from this point on, until Mahaprabhu left Navadvip for Jagannath Puri, Nityananda Prabhu was always at his side. And both the two main biographers, Vrindavan Das Thakur and Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, clearly assert that Nityananda Prabhu holds the key to Mahaprabhu's heart. If we want to receive the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it's only through Nityananda. You know, Nityananda, he holds the key to the heart of Gauranga. And of course, then when the Sankirtan movement started, and the famous pastime of deliverance of Chagai and Madai took place. First I thought, oh no, I will skip this pastime. We have heard it so many times. But I thought, maybe we should read it. And why? Why should we read it? Any idea why should we read the pastime of Chagai and Madai? What is the significance of this pastime for us?
We are all Chagai and Madai.
We are all Chagai and Madai. Saribo. Yeah, this morning we heard beautifully, you know, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Gaurnitai, they delivered one Chagai and Madai. Of course, they delivered many more, but we can say that they are the first two Chagai and Madai were delivered by Gaurnitai. But then Srila Prabhupada, who is, you know, no one else than actually an empowered an acharya, you know, in that sense, non different from Nityananda, fully empowered with Nityananda's Shakti, came to the West and delivered hundreds and thousands of Chagai and Madais, including ourselves. So, therefore, this pastime is very significant, and we'll not read everything. We'll just go through some important shlokas and then try to cover the pastime in that way. Okay. One day the Lord suddenly ordered Nityananda and Haridas as follows. Nityananda, Haridas Thakur, they were the two main Sankirtan devotees. Like every temple president has his two main brahmacharis. He sends us, Luki, let's go to the university. And then you have some strong brahmacharis you send for the mission. So Nityananda, he knew. Mahaprabhu knew Nityananda and Haridas, the most potent preacher in my movement, so he ordered them. He told them, listen, Nityananda, listen, Haridas, go out and preach my order everywhere. Pratikare kare giya, kare ebiksha, Bala Krishna, Bhaja Krishna, Kara Krishna Shiksha. Go to every house and beg in this way. Chant the names of Krishna, worship Krishna, follow Krishna's instruction. Apart from this, you should not speak or have others speak anything else. And at the end of the day, come and give me your report. Every evening a report to the temple president. Okay, how was the preaching going? How many books were you distributing? How many people did you meet? Like that. According to the Lord's order, accepting the Lord's order on their head, Nityananda and Haridas smiled and immediately went out on the street. Being ordered by the Lord, the two went door to door and requested everyone, chant the name of Krishna, sing the glories of Krishna, engage in the worship of Krishna. And then they told everyone, Krishna prana, Krishna dana, Krishna sei jivana, hina Krishna balabai, hai ekamana. Krishna is your life, Krishna is your wealth, Krishna is your very life and soul. O brothers, chant the name that of Krishna with full attention. In this way, the two controllers of the universe went to every house as they wandered throughout Nadia. It's interesting. The two controllers of the universe. Who is Nityananda? We already said Balaram, right? So he's, Balaram, and then all the Mahavishnu, Kshirodaksha Vishnu, Garbhodaksha Vishnu, these are the maintainer. And who is Haridas Thakur? Yeah, it's an incarnation of Lord Brahma, and he's the first, he's the creator of the universe. So in that sense, both of them are the controller of the universe. So the two controllers of the universe, they went. It's quite amazing. They went door to door with straw between their teeth, and please, chant the name of Krishna. Worship Krishna. Krishna is your life, your soul. Very amazing, actually. Both were dressed as sannyasis. At every house they went, they were eagerly invited to take their meal. Nityananda and Haridas would then say, our only request is that you chant the names of Krishna, worship Krishna, and follow the teachings of Krishna. So, two interesting things. They were both dressed as sannyasis. Usually when we think of Nityananda wears what color? Blue. Blue dhoti and chadar. Why blue? Yeah, he reminds him of Krishna. But here, in this part of his pastimes, he was wearing orange saffron, like a sannyasi. They were both dressed as sannyasi, and as beggars, like sadhus, they go from door to door. And when people would see them, then they would, some sadhus came, take some roti, take some rice. And they would say, no. We are not beggar. I mean, we are beggar, but we are not coming for food. Our only request is that you chant the name of Krishna, worship Krishna, follow the teachings of Krishna. That's what we want. And sometimes Nityananda would fall at the feet of people, cry, please, accept the name. After speaking in this way, the two departed. Those who were pious became most pleased. Some happily said, we will do. Others said, these two are crazy because of bad advice. Sounds familiar, no? Do you sometimes experience this? And they say, you have become mad on account of bad association. Why have you come to make us mad also? It's enough that you are mad, it's enough, but don't make us also mad. Many sober, civilized persons have become mad in this way. This Nimai Pandit, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, has spoiled them all. They knew this 20-year-old boy, this Nimai, he's making a revolution with his Hare Krishna mantra. Some said, perhaps these two are the spies of thieves. They just, you open the door and they look. Very, very rich people. We come back to this house. Some thought maybe they are like this, They are wandering door to door on the pretext of preaching, but actually they want to steal. On hearing such talk, Nityananda and Haridas laughed. On the strength of Lord Chaitanya's order, they were not frightened. In this way, they were daily wandered from door to door, then reported to Vishvambar at the end of that day. One day, they saw two drunkards on the streets. The two were fully intoxicated and acted like great rogues, you say, huh? Rogues. There were unlimited stories about the two, for there was no sin that they had not committed. The two would roll on the street and they would punch anyone they meet. As people watched these incidences from a distance, Nitai and Haridas arrived there. Nityananda personally asked some people, to which caste do these two belong? Why do they act like that? People replied, "O Gosai, these two are brahmanas. Their virtuous father and mother, but both came from respectable families. These two qualified persons gave up their religiosity and have been engaged in sinful activities since birth. There is no sins that those two have not committed. They plunder, they steal, drink wine, and eat meat." Nice description. What is the name of the secretary of Yamaraj? Chitragupta. It's this, different description that he couldn't catch up with writing all the sins. He fainted. Because he was just writing. It's just too much. He couldn't keep the record because there's so many sins day by day in every moment. It's like, after hearing this, about these two sinful brothers, the kind-hearted Nityananda mercifully contemplated how to deliver the two. Patakai tarite Prabhu Hoila avadaraha e matta pataki kojaha pa ibena aram. The Lord has incarnated to deliver the sinful. Where will he find such sinners as these? No. So Gauranga came to give the mercy to the most fallen. These are the most fallen. So that's why they should get the mercy of Chaitanya. Bhaktisiddhanta gives a 3-page purport of different kinds of sins. We skip that. We skip that part. If the Lord bestows his mercy on these two, then the whole world will know his glories. If I can reveal Lord Chaitanya to them, then I, Nityananda, will become known as Lord Chaitanya's servant. So here we see again this service abhiman, that desire to serve. Nityananda becomes very eager to serve. Let me, these two should get the mercy of Chaitanya, and then I will be known as Gauranga's servant. Because that's his mood, that's, as Lakshman he wants to serve Ram, Balaram he wants to serve Krishna, and as Nityananda he wants to serve Gaura. And in that mood he wants to deliver them. Now they are fully intoxicated and do not know themselves. If only they could become intoxicated like this under the influence of Krishna's name. Now they are intoxicated because of wine. They should dance in ecstasy because of Harinam. That's my goal. They should be turned in that way. And of course, we know the pastime. Then they became determined. Okay, let's go. Let's deliver them. And then the people said, the pious people said, no, you shouldn't go there. They're very dangerous. But they anyway went. Don't go near them. If they catch you, you will lose your lives, they warned. But they anyway went. Nevertheless, the two Prabhus chanted the name of Krishna and joyfully went before the two, Jagai and Madai. They came only close enough to be heard and then loudly informed them of the Lord's order. Bala Krishna Bacha Krishna Laha Krishna Nama Krishna Mata Krishna Pita Krishna Dana Prana. Say Krishna, worship Krishna, chant the names of Krishna. Krishna is your mother, Krishna is your father, and Krishna is your life and wealth. How will these two drunkards react? Krishna is your mother, Krishna is your father, Krishna is your wealth. Krishna is incarnated for your benefit. Therefore, give up all your sinful activities and worship Krishna. And what did they do? On hearing their call, the two turned their heads. Their eyes became red with anger. After lifting their heads and seeing the forms of the sannyasis, the two ran towards them shouting, "Catch them! Catch them!" Nityananda and Haridas quickly ran away as the two rogues chased them shouting, "Stop! Stop!" Abusing them with harsh words, they chased behind the two Prabhus who ran away out of fear. And of course the people said, "We warned them before. Now these two sannyasis are in danger." And the atheists, they smiled. Lord Narayan has given proper punishment to those impostors. And the pious Brahmana said, "Save them, Krishna, save them, Krishna." The two rogues chased behind as the two lords ran away. Nityananda said, "We thought it would be good to turn them into Vaishnavas, but we will be lucky if we survive today." So Nityananda had to agree that this was a bit of dangerous preaching. Like, as Prabhupada said, there is this example of if you preach, it's like catching fishes without getting wet, right? Because if you want to preach Krishna consciousness, sometimes you're in a material energy, so you have to be careful not to get influenced. But this was a bit too risky to approach these two sinful people. And Haridas says, "Oh Lord, what can I say? Today I will die prematurely because of your ideas." This Nityananda, Speaking in this way, the two lords laughed as they ran away. The two rogues chased after them while shouting abusive words. The two drunkards had fat bodies, so they could hardly walk, yet somehow they ran swiftly. I guess their anger kind of made them running fast. The two rogues said, "Oh brothers, where will you go? How will you escape Jagai and Madai today? You do not know that Jagai and Madai live here. Wait a moment and see what's behind you." Anyhow, but Haridas and Nityananda were faster, running away, and at some point the two brothers, the Jagai and Madai, they couldn't catch up with, and Haridas and Nityananda were saved, and they came back to their Lord Vishwambar and they reported. So they went and reported to the Lord. At that time Nityananda and Haridas came before the Lord and reported to him what had happened that day. "Today we have seen two strange persons. They were great drunkards, yet they called themselves Brahmanas. We nicely requested them to chant the names of Krishna. In response they chased us, yet we fortunately survived." And in this way they give report. And then Mahaprabhu became very pleased, and he said, "Indeed, just because you desired their liberation, actually they already liberated." And that's actually very deep also, because if a Vaishnava deeply desires the liberation of a conditioned soul, that conditioned soul is already liberated. And that's the beauty and the mercy also of the pure devotees, like personalities like Srila Prabhupada. Wherever he touched his lotus feet, wherever he came, wherever he preached and blessed the people, he wished the best for all these, and they all received such mercy. So Vishwambar smiled and replied, "They were delivered the moment they got your darshan." He says, "You're so concerned for their benefit that Krishna will soon arrange for their well-being." On hearing these words from the lotus mouth of the Lord, all the devotees chanted, "Jai, Jai, Hari, Hari." And then Haridas turns to Advaita Acharya and he complains about Nittai. And of course it's actually glorification, but it's in a way of complaining, because Advaita Acharya is the senior. It's like the senior devotee, and so sometimes when devotees are on Sankirtan together, traveling Sankirtan, there is difficulty, and then they go back to the temple, they complain, with this brahmachari I can't go out anymore on Sankirtan. It's too difficult. So Haridas is complaining, this Nityananda, he's just an avadut, he's a madman, And he always brings us in dangerous situation. And today it was really too much, we almost died. And he said, during the rainy season, there are so many crocodiles in the Ganges, and he goes swimming in the waters to catch them. In great anxiety, I call him loudly from the riverbank, but he continuously floats around in the waters of the Ganges. If he sees some boys, he comes out of the water and chases them to beat them up. When the parents come with sticks in their hands, I fall at their feet and send them back. He steals butter and yogurt from the cowherd man and flees, and they catch me, want to beat me. So in this way, Haridas always gets into trouble. Whatever he does is unreasonable. When he sees an unmarried girl, he tells her, "Marry me, marry me." He rides on the back of an ox and declares that he is Mahesh, Mahesh. He takes milk from other cows and drinks it. When I try to teach him something, he abuses me and says, "What can your Advaita do to me? What can he do to me?" So in this way, Haridas is complaining. Advaita Acharya smiled and said, "This is not at all astonishing, for drunkards should associate with other drunkards. It befitting that the three drunkards were together, Chagai, Madai, and Nitai. But being a celibate, you're a Paka Brahmachari, why were you there?" They are drunkards, they're intoxicated, but you? Nityananda will make everyone intoxicated. I know his character very well. So in this way, they spent the night, and another day, after wandering through the city one day, Nityananda went that night before the two. So Nityananda again approached Jagai and Madai. Jagai and Madai shouted, "Who are you? Who are you?" Nityananda replied, "I'm going to the Lord's house." It's interesting. He doesn't exactly say who he is, but he says, "I'm going to the Lord's house." Basically inviting them to also come with, you should come and see Mahaprabhu. You should get the mercy of Mahaprabhu. You should chant the holy name of Krishna. Intoxicated by wine, they ask, "What is your name?" Nityananda replied, "My name is Avadut." Intoxicated in the mood of a child, Lord Nityananda spoke to the drunkards as his pastime. And he had already decided, I want to deliver this too. On hearing the name Avadut, Madai became angry. He picked up a clay pot and hit the Lord's head. The broken clay pot cut the Lord's head, and blood flowed from the wound. Yet, Lord Nityananda simply remembered Govinda. On seeing the blood, Chagai felt compassionate and grabbed the hand of Madai when he prepared to strike the Lord again. "Why did you do that? You're very cruel. What will you gain by beating an outsider? Leave Avadut alone. Do not beat him again. What will you gain by beating a sannyasi?" So it's interesting, Jagai somehow, had some understanding that this is not good. Somehow. Some people quickly went and informed the Lord, who immediately came there with his associates. The entire body of Nityananda was covered with blood. And I had some childhood memories. I had a younger still have a younger brother. We were very close and always playing together. And sometimes, of course, we were also fighting, right? As boys do. So one day, my brother picked up a stone and threw a stone on my forehead, and I already wear glasses, so whoop, I just saw red. It was whoop. It's quite amazing how much blood can come. So here we see the description in the Chaitanya Bhagavat. He was severely hit on the head, Nitai, and the whole body was full of blood. So when the Lord saw the blood, he lost external consciousness. Out of anger, and repeatedly called out, "Chakra, Chakra, Chakra!" And the Sudarshan Chakra immediately appeared there and was seen by Chagai and Madai. Now imagine how they felt when they saw the chakra. All the Lord's devotees became bewildered, but Nityananda immediately appealed to the Lord as follows. Madai marite Prabhu Rakhila Jagayai Daivi se pahila rakta Dukana pahiham More bhiksha deha Prabhu Edui sharira Kichu dukanai moraha Tumi ahostiram. So Nityananda said, when Madai hit me, Chagai saved me. So he immediately said, this Chagai, he saved me, otherwise he would have, maybe killed me. By providence, blood came out, yet I feel no pain. By providence, it's not, he doesn't say, Madai hit me, but by providence, blood came out. It's my own bad karma. But I don't feel anything. There's no pain. No pain. Oh Lord, give me these two in charity. Give me these two, Jaga and Mother. Give them to me. Give them into my shelter. Please don't do anything. You may be pacified, for I feel no pain. And in this way, Nityananda asked for forgiveness. On hearing the words, Chagai protected me, the Lord became happy. So Sudarshan Chakra went away, and he immediately went in and embraced Chagai. He said to Chagai, may Krishna bestow mercy on you. By protecting Nityananda, you have purchased me. Ask me for any benediction you desire. May you attain pure devotional service from this day on. On hearing the benediction, all the Vaishnavas said, Jai, Jai, Hari, Hari. As soon as the Lord said, may you attain pure devotional service, Chagai immediately lost consciousness to ecstatic love. So he became completely ecstatic and fell unconscious on the ground. Then the Lord said, Chagai, get up and see me. I have indeed awarded you pure devotional service. So when called by the Lord, Chagai again got up. And then what did he saw? He saw the four-handed Vishnu form holding conch, disc, club and lotus. And Chagai immediately again fell unconscious, having that Vaikuntha darshan. Receiving the treasure of the Lord's lotus feet, which were the life and soul of Lakshmi, Chagai held them tightly as if they were invaluable jewels. The fortunate Chagai shed tears as he held the Lord's feet. Such is the wonderful pastime of Lord Gauranga. Chagai and Madai were like one soul with two bodies, yet here one was pious and one was sinful. So they were always together and they did the same, but now they were different. One was liberated, pure premi bhakti, and one was still a drunkard, a sinful. So then Madai complained, that you have divided us. I also wanted mercy. And then, of course, the Lord informed him, well, you have offended Nitai, so you have to take shelter of Lord Nityananda's feet. And then Madai fell at the feet. Listen, Nityananda, now he has fallen at your lotus feet. It's proper for you to show him mercy. Since he has made you bleed, only you can forgive him, and now he has fallen at your feet. Nityananda replied, O Lord, what can I say? You have the potency to bestow mercy upon even through a tree. I declare emphatically that if I have ever accumulated, this Nityananda says, if I have ever done something pious in my life, I give it all to Madai. Quite powerful. Nityananda says, if I have done any pious, I give it all to Madai. He is relieved of any offense committed against me. Do not bewilder him. Bestow mercy on your Madai. On the order of the Lord Nityananda tightly embraced Madai, who as a result was free from material bondage. Nitai entered the body of Madai, and Madai became filled with all energies. In this way, the two were delivered, and they began to offer prayers at the lotus feet of the two lords. The Lord said, "Do not commit further sins." And Jagai and Madai replied, "Never again, O Lord. Never again, O Lord." Shri Shri Gaura Nitai ki jai. Shri Nityananda Rama ki jai. Hare Krishna. So these are some of the beautiful pastimes of Lord Nityananda. And our time is already up, actually. I wanted to share the beautiful Sri Nityananda Astaka. These are 8 prayers by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, but I think the time will not allow. You can read it on your own. You can Google it. Nityananda Astaka, beautiful prayers by Vrindavan Das Thakur. But what we can take from this description is that Lord Nityananda is supremely merciful, and he is no one else than Lord Balaram. He is the original guru, and he has come specifically in this age of Kali to support Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now it's described that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, and he wanted to flood the whole world with Krishna Prem, with pure love of God. And in this way, Mahaprabhu is extremely merciful. But Nityananda is even more merciful than Mahaprabhu. And it's described that it was just like a dam, like a Staudamm. There was like an ocean of Prem, and it was blocked. And then Nitai came, and Nitai destroyed this dam, and then there was a great flood, and the whole universe was flooded with pure love of God. So this is Nityananda. He is the one, because as described in this Ashtaka that I wanted to read, he's intoxicated, is walking like an elephant, like a drunken, mad elephant, because he's always intoxicated by prema. He's always indicated by pure love of God. And because he's so much in love of God, he doesn't discriminate who is qualified, who is not qualified. He just freely gives that love to everyone. And in this way, Nityananda, he assists in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. When Mahaprabhu came to give the Yuga Dharma of chanting the holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. And Lord Nityananda is the foremost personality to assist the Lord in this mission. And Lord Nityananda has also come again in the form of Srila Prabhupada to come to the Western world, and our spiritual masters also. Then how can we connect with Nityananda? Of course we connect Nityananda. He's there in the Murti form. We can, offer our prayers to Lord Nityananda. We can read these beautiful pastimes in the scripture of Nityananda, and in this way connect with Nityananda. But another way to connect with Nityananda is also by establishing our relationship with our spiritual masters, because a spiritual master is non-different from Nityananda. Guru is Sri Krishna Kripa Murti. He is the manifestation of the mercy of Nityananda, of Balaram. And by establishing our relationship with our gurus, then our relationship with Nityananda, Balaram, and eventually with Radha and Krishna becomes manifested. So in this way, on this auspicious day, we can pray to the Lord that we may come closer to Him. And also we can take this inspiration of service mood, that we serve the Lord in the mission, also become servants, and that we also spread the holy name. This is what Prabhupada gave us. That is in our hands, this movement that we spread the holy name. That's the mission that we got. Shri Nityananda Rama ki jai, Nityananda Trayodasi Mahamahotsava ki, Nitai Gaura Premanande, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Hare Krishna. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripas.
Kiva Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Arati Shobha. Kiva Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Arati Shobha. Janavi Tatavane Jagamana Lobha. Janavi Tatavane Jagamana Lobha. Dakine Nitai Cha Amegadadara Nitai Dakine Nitai Cha Amegadadara Nita Chan Nikate Advaita Shrini Vasa Chatradhara Nikate Advaita Shrini Vasa Chatradhara Vasi Ache Gaura Chan Ratna Singhasane Vasi Ache Gaura Vasi Ache Gaura Chan Ratna Singhasane Vasi Go! Arati Karena Brahma Adi Devagane Arati Karena Brahma Adi Devagane Nara Hari Adi Kari Samaradulaya Nara Nara Hari Hari Kari Samaradulaya Hari Hari Kori Sanjaya Mukunda Vasu Gochadigaya Sanjaya Mukunda Vasu Gochadigaya Sanka Bhaje Ganta Bhaje Bhaje Karatala Sanka Bhaje Ganta Bhaje Bhaje Karatala Madhura Mridanga Bhaje Paramarasala Madhura Mridanga Bhaje Paramarasala Shankha Bhaje Ganta Bhaje Madhur 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 Bhaje Hey Shankha Bhaje Ganta Bhaje Madhur 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 Bhaje Shankha Bhaje Ganta Bhaje Madhur 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 Bhaje Madhur 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 Bhaje Hey Madhur 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 Bhaje Shankha Bhaje Ganta Bhaje Madhur 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 Bhaje Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Bahu Koti Chandra Jini Bhajana Ujala Bahu Koti Chandra Jini Bhajana Ujala Gala Deshe Vanamala Kore Jala Mala Gala Deshe Vana Mala Kore Jala Mala Shiva Shukana Radha Preme Gada Gada Shiva Shukana Radha Preme Gada Gada Shoka Narada Preme Gada Gada Hey Vaka Devi Nola Deke Gaura Sampada Devi Nora Deke Gaura Sampada Shiva Jaya Jaya Gaura Kande Arati Ka Shobha Shiva Jaya Gaura Sande Arati Ka Shobha Jai Jai Arati Ka Shobha Jana Ve Dasa Vane Jagamana Lobha Tatavane Jagamana Loba Hey Gaurange Rarotik Shobha Jaga Jaga Manaloba Oh Gaurange Rarotik Shobha Jaga Jaga Manaloba Jaga Jaga Manaloba Jaga Jaga Manaloba Hey Gaurangera Rote Shobha Jaga Jaga Manaloba Haribo 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo 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 Hey Nitai Gaura Haribo 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo Nitai 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 Gauranga Oh Nitai 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 Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Jaya Gaura Hare Hey Nitai Gauranga Jaya Gaura Hare Jaya Gaura Nitai Gaura Nitai Gaura Nitai Jaya Gaura Nitai Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Chaitanya Nityananda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Gaura. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Haribo, Bolo, bolo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Go, go. Nita, Nita. Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vivo, vivo. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Jaya Gaura Hare, Nitai Gauranga, Jaya Gaura Hare. Kali Yoga Pavana Gaura Hare, hey, Kali Yoga Pavana Gaura Hare, Kripavatara Nityananda, Kripavatara, hey, Kripavatara Nityananda. Kripavatara Nityananda, Kripavatara Nityananda, Padmavati Sutta Nityananda, Padmavati Sutta, hey, Padmavati Sutta Nityananda, Padmavati Sutta Nityananda, Padmavati Sutta Nityananda, Adi Gurudev, O Nityananda, Adi Gurudeva Nityananda. Adi Gurudev Nityananda Ram. Adi Gurudev Nityananda Ram. Hey, Adi Gurudev Nityananda Ram. Nitai, 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 Gauranga. Nitai, 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 Gauranga. Nitai, 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 Gauranga. Kali Yuga Pavana Gaura Hari. Kali Yuga Pavana Gaura Hari. Jagai Madhai Pavana Nityananda Ram. Oh, Jagai Madhai Pavana Nityananda Ram. Jagai Madhai Pavana Nityananda Ram. Jagai Madhai Pavana Nityananda Ram. Hey Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Bolo, bolo, bolo. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Dani Dai, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gauranga. Nityananda, Gauranga. Hey, Gauranga. 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 Hey, Gauranga. 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 Hey, Gauranga. Gauranga. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladev, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jai Baladev, Jai Subhadra. Jai Jagannath. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jai Baladeva, Jai Subhadra. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jai Baladev, Jai Subhadra. Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai. Jaya Gaura Nitai, Shri Shri Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai. Gaura Hey Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai. Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai. Hey Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. Nitai, 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 God Premanande. Nitai, 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 God Premanande. Nitai, 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 God Premanande. Haribol. Go. Jayom Vishnupad, Paramahamsa, Parivrachakacharya, Ashtota Sata, Shri Shrivatidanta Goswami. His Divine Grace, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON Samstapakacharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyama Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhana Ki Jai. Shri Mayapur Dhama Ki Jai. Shri Eka Chakra Dhama Ki. Shri Vrindavan Dhama Ki. Shri Jagannathpuri Dhama Ki Jai. Shri Shri Jagannath Dev Subhadra Devi Ki Jai. Shri Shri Gauranitai Ki Jai. Shri Shri Gauranitai Ki Jai. Ganga Maya Yamuna Maya Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Tulsi Maharani Ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan Yagya Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada's Transcendental Book and Prasadam Distribution Ki Jai. Brihat Mridanga Ki Jai. Shri Nityananda Trayodasi Maha 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 Mahotsava Ki Jai. Nityananda Rama Ki Jai. Nitai 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 Gaur Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Nitai Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Shri Bhagavan Risimha Dev Ki, Prahladam Maharaj Ki, Gaura Premanande, Namaste Narasimhaya, Namaste Narasimhaya, Прохлада, хлада дайоне, прохлада, хлада дайоне, Иранья каши пурвакша, Иранья каши пурвакша, Шила танка накалае, Шила танка накалае, И тон решинго паратон решино, И тон решинго паратон решино. Я мита то нежино. Я мита то нежино. Бахирин решинго хридае нежино. Бахирин решинго хридае нежино. Нришинха Мадим Шаранам Прападе, Нришинха Мадим Шаранам Прападе, Тавакаракама Лаваре Накам Адбута Шрингам Далита Хиранья Кашипу Тану Брингам Кешавадрита Наркари Рупа Джай Джагати Шакаре Джай Джагати Шакаре Джай Джагати Шакаре Тавакаракама Лаваре Накам Адбута Шрингам Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Brinkam Keshavadrita Narkari Rupa Jai Jagati Sakara Jai Jagati Sakara Jai Jagati Sakara Kalakara Kamalavara Naka Adbhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringam Keshavadrita Narkari Rupa Jai Jagati Sakara Jai Jagati Sakara Jai Jagati Sakara Kalakara Kamalavara Nakam Adbhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringam Keshavadrita Narkari Rupa Jai Jagati Sakara Jai Jagati Sakara Jai Jagati Sakara Keshavadrita Narkari Rupa Jai Jagati Sakara Jai Jagati Sakara Jai Jagati Sakara Keshavadrita Narkari Rupa Jai Jagati Sakara Jai Jagati Sakara Jai Jagati Sakara Jai Nrishin Kadev Nrishin Kadev Nrishin Kadev Jai Nrishin Kadev Jai Prahlada Maharaj Jai Prahlada Maharaj Jai Prahlada Maharaj Shri Prahlada Maharaj Jaya Lakshmi Nishimka Jaya Lakshmi Nishimka Jaya Lakshmi Nishimka Jaya Lakshmi Nishimka Jaya Nityananda Jaya Nityananda Jaya Nityananda Jaya Nityananda Jaya Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Shri Bhagavan Simcha Dev ki Jaya, Prahlada Maharaja ki Jaya, Lakshmi Simcha Dev ki Jaya, Srila Prabhupada ki Jaya, Господь Нитянанда ki Jaya. Guru Iskon ki Jaya, Gurudev ki Jaya, Jaya Shri Guru Gauranga.
Nityananda Ram ki
Jaya.